into it a little bit, but how do you avoid getting too skinny on fruit?
For me, it's okay because I'm into cycling now, getting into running. But I just limit my exercise. That's all I do.
So if you exercise too much, then you get too lean?
You can, in the long run. It might take a few years. But it depends where you start at. Like, so if you start at, if you start at 45 kilos or 100 pounds and you're 6 foot tall, you're going to get healthy, you're going to put on some natural weight, you're going to put on some muscle, you're going to put on some glycogen. But in the long run, if you start to undereat or get too excited and start to train too much, then yeah, you might have some issues. But that doesn't really happen, because what happens is people go, hey, I'm not really getting with the results I desire, why not? And then they start to ask people like me or Doug Graham or someone, or go from there. But that's the most concern in the long run, is getting too thin on fruit. Isn't that crazy? People say get fat on fruit, but the reality is you get too lean on fruit. Your body fat just drops away. So that's why you just got to limit your activity sometimes if you feel you're getting too lean.
So how do you add weight then?
Just cut the cardio and do more weights.
What about if you want to run marathons?
Pardon?
If you do want to run marathons?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. If you want to be an elite marathoner, doesn't matter what diet you're on, you look like this. Elite marathoners all look like this. The Kenyans, Paul Turga, Haley Gabriel like this. And they don't care. A lot of the best Tour de France cyclists are like this. Emaciated. And that's cool. That's good for that sport, because you need to be. But if you don't want that peer pressure of family and people on the street going, wow, you look, what's going on there, then you might have to cut your training back a bit. Does that sort of make sense? If you're happy being what it takes to be a 2:20 marathoner, which is like this, because they all look like this, then that's cool. Because it doesn't matter, if you're training for 2:20 marathon, you're going to look like this, even if you eat Big Macs. But you're going to have to take a lot of drugs at that level to eat Big Macs and run that fast. So that's the reality of fruit. And that's why I see when people cut their calories with fruit, it's like, oh my god, you're cutting the calories of the most perfect food on the planet for humans. It's like throwing $50 notes out of your wallets, they're too heavy. So this $50 note's too heavy, this money's weighing in my pocket now, I want to get rid of it. It's like, oh my god. And then they're like, oh, I've got any money left. I've done this raw food thing and I've got no energy left, or whatever. It's like, yeah, because you didn't do it right. You underate. So if you're training that much as a marathon, you can be eating 5,000 calories a day and be rail thin, because you're doing that marathon training. And if you're sitting around eating 5,000 calories a day, you're not going to look like an emaciated marathoner. Be a bit more smooth, a bit more natural looking. But every single elite marathon is like, stick man. Definitely. So that's why fruit is so good for keeping lean, because it's natural. It's natural food. So you can still build, look at Hercules behind you. Seb, once he said run a marathon, he's a power man. So, strong man. Picking up Durian trucks. So it's, you just do the training according to what your body wants. If you want a body like a ballet dancer, you do ballet. If you want to be Hercules, like Seb, you do pull off tree trunks and stuff. I love cycling, I love running now. That's my passion, and I'm good at that, and I can spread the message about vegan living and raw foods with that. And I can beat 99% of the people I go riding with. So I stay at this weight. If I wanted to get to the next level, I'd have to do more training, and I'd drop 20, I could drop 30 pounds. And I'd be like, performing at an even higher level, but most of the population couldn't appreciate that level. They'd just see me and go, wow, this dude's like anorexic, man. Even though I'd be like, riding at a super high level. So for me, it wouldn't be good for movement, getting too lean. So I moderate my exercise. I do enough training to be super fit versus like super duper fit and really rail thin. So for me, it would be good for movement.
Even with sufficient caloric intake.
When you're that level, this is how you look. It's 7,000 calories a day. 7,000 calories a day. I mean, this is how I look.
To get there, you're trying to say there's more calories out than there are in, right?
When you're training at that level, your body just adjusts. It says, okay, we don't need the excess muscle or whatever. We don't need strength up the chest. We don't need that. We're just going to have big heart, big lungs, and we're going to strip off everything. It's like when you do no cardio and focus on lifting heavy weights, your bones get stronger, your muscles get bigger, you get heavier, because you've got to have force, you've got to have power. And when you're running marathons at that speed, your body doesn't need power, it doesn't need strength. So it gets rid of all those physiological adaptations of big muscles, heavy bones, and just strips you down like a race car. Just pulls out the seats, pulls out the dashboard, strips you down to the bare essentials for that sport. That's with your training. You can train whatever physique you want. If I sold my bike, threw out my running shoes, and started hitting the weights, I put on 30 pounds in a year of muscle. Or a year and a half, definitely. But I'm not interested in doing that because I love riding my bike and staying active cardio-wise. So 100% of the time, you eat 7,000 calories a day, train like a marathoner, after a while you're going to start looking like a marathoner. 100% of the time, no exceptions, if you're running that fast. Like you look at all the top marathoners, Paul Radcliffe, Paul Turgate, you know, so they look. No, you're not eating fruit, they eat a bit of fruit, they eat a lot of carbs, low fat, but that's so you can train that much. But doesn't the training like that? Does that make sense to people? Mm. If you train like that certain athlete, that's how you look. So even though I do cycling and running, I don't do a lot compared to the top guys, because I don't eat that lean.
Isn't there kind of another facet to that you wouldn't, if you didn't look like that, you wouldn't be able to compete?
Yeah.
Kind of like if you go watch like swimming trials, you know, at the beginning there'll be all different body types, and then as soon as they get to the championship round, they'll all look almost identical because most people are built to be good swimmers.
Yeah.
They have long arms, they're skinny, and you know what I mean. Like, so if you're built to be a good marathoner, if you can run a 220, you have a genetic predisposition.
That's my point, yes.
Yeah, but you can get anyone on the planet that can run 220. You put them on the right drugs, put them on the marathon diet, put them on marathon training, they can run 220, at least 230.
Okay.
And if you train anyone...
Oh, well, class.
But you're not going to get to an elite
220 is not world class. 203
certain
is world class. Sorry?
Certain people just can't get to an elite level, I think, in certain sports.
We'll say Olympic gold medal, we'll say, because all Olympic athletes are taking drugs. If you don't know that, that's how it is. Well, so, eating breakfast is taking drugs at Olympics. So let's say you've got an Olympic swimmer, they're going to look all the same. Yeah, you've got Olympic marathoner, same drugs, same diet, same program, they all look the same. But you can get anybody and change them. Sure, some people like the raw bras have got that genetic ability. Those guys could be, you put them on steroids, they could be competitive bodybuilders, no doubt. Me being a competitive bodybuilder, ain't going to happen. I can still put on a lot of muscle and be impressive, but I'm not going to get on stage like a full-on bodybuilder to do. But you get raw bras and put them on marathon training, all those guys could run faster than me. No doubt about it at all. So someone might have more genetics to be heavier, stronger, yeah, and someone might have more like Kenyan genetics to be leaner and stuff like that.
But what I'm saying is, like, the raw bras could, like, if both of you trained, and they trained for a marathon, you would be able to outrun them in a marathon or do a better marathon, but they would be able to outsprint you if both of you got an equal amount of training.
Yeah, there you go, yeah, right.
Okay. That's basically, I was just kind of wondering if that facet.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
So you've got some people more gifted aerobically and some people more gifted strength-wise, but everybody can be gifted to their potential in aerobics or strength. So anyone in this room could be a good powerlifter. Some people are going to be like better. They might be state level, and then some people might be Olympic level. People understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is more of a comment than not, but I heard Freely once say that it took her months to really hydrate.
Yeah,
you could expand on that subject.
Yeah.
And that also, quickly off topic, what are you guys doing with the videos?
I don't know.
Really? Okay.
I just see cameras at me, I'm like, okay, hello. Put it on YouTube.
Hopefully on YouTube.
Website, and you can watch them on the website.
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
So yeah.
Burned the last night with 5
It can, that's an excellent question.
Yeah.
It can take months to hydrate. It can even take years to hydrate if you've been dehydrated for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Just like fitness. If you've been sedentary all your life, you're like, hey, I'm 50 or I'm 20 or I'm 60, I want to start running now. It's going to take a few years to get up there. But if you've had a base of running and you haven't ran for 5 years, but you've ran for 30 years, it's not going to take you long to get back up there because you've got that base memory. If you're dehydrated your whole life, it's going to take a while for you to hydrate. So someone might go, well, I'm doing this hydration thing for the last few days and my digestion's still not the best. I'm still not dropping the weight. It's like, well, yeah, because you've been dehydrated the last 2 decades or 5 decades of your life. So it's going to take you a couple of years, months for you to get the benefits. But what you might notice, usually notice, 99% of the time notice, is that you start to feel better in the day. You start to sleep better, you start to feel better, you start to digest better, you start to... Mental participation is better. You start to have a greater participation in the moment because you're giving your body its main need, its hydration. It's like if you neglect your body's needs of hydration or sugar or sleep, they're the first 3 things that you're going to neglect and not feel so good. It's awesome. Toilet, in my thoughts. This is like, I love it, man. So your urine should always be clear. So imagine if I pour this water bottle out. It's, you know, that's how we want it clear. Urine should be clear. When you're passing urine, look down, clear. We used to have a joke. We'd be my friends and that, or freely, we'd be like, clear! You know, every time you have a wee, you've got to say what it is. It's awesome. Next question.
What if you have a pink or yellow toilet?
What?
I live in a historic house and we have a pink toilet and a yellow toilet.
But it's the stream we're looking at. The stream of urine.
Hard to see.
Hey, look down. Get used to it. Your torch down there or whatever. It's just, yeah. What we're looking for is the stream. That's a good question. The stream, the colour. Sometimes your urine's going to have a bit of a tinge if you store it in a bottle, etc. But we want the stream must be clear. It should appear clear, the stream. Coming out, look at it, yep, clear. That's what we want. Definitely, all the time. If it's the yellow or straw, the stream, and you drink more. And that's just like my main thing. Because I'm a lazy trainer, I only do enough just to stay fit. And that's why I eat well and drink well and sleep well, so I can keep doing what I'm doing. So I have to do more than I have to. And hydration is just like, it's sort of cheap. It's a missing element that doesn't get taught in society. We don't get taught this in school. We get taught to dehydrate ourselves so you can sit down for 2 hours in class and not get up. I remember doing a study of personal training, and I went onto hydration, so I was getting up every 2 hours or every hour to go have a wee. And actually, no, Harley, you can't go to the toilet. I'm like, dude, we're studying personal training, we're studying health and fitness. I'll go to the toilet when I want. Thank you very much. It's all good. It's cool. I'm a student here, I want to study, I want to be hydrated. Oh, okay then. And I'm like, wow, we've conditioned in society that going to the toilet's inconvenience. I've got to go to the toilet again. I've got to breathe again. I've got to eat again. I've got to sleep again. I've got to move my body again. Jesus, I'm cursed. So get out of that paradigm of, oh no, I have to do it again. And just relax and enjoy the bodily functions. I got something, I have to eat again. I ate, say, 4 hours ago, and I have to eat another meal. Like, I don't know about this life. Like, just get it done and take yourself off the planet. Or move to Rwanda, where people are getting chopped up in machetes, and give your passport to someone and let them come back in the country somehow and just swap lives with someone. Because 99% of the population is living in a state of ungratitude, where most of the world's population is just like, what's the saying, you know, half the world's population lives under $2 a day. That's the reality, that's fact. Half the world's population lives under $2 a day US. So can you imagine how many, so that's 3 billion people that would have probably literally killed to be in our situation. We can sit back and chew on dates, drink water, and go, oh, you know, I might not eat much today, or I'll eat bananas, organic bananas today, you know. So we've got so much abundance here. It's incredible. I could go, oh, these shoes are, you know, not so good, I might get some new ones, or the colour's not too good, or, you know, I'll shave my legs, or go for a bike ride, I don't know what I'm going to do today. And most people's biggest issue is like not getting their arms chopped off today, or watching their sister get raped again, or watching their village get bombed. You know, that's for a lot of people on the planet, that's their reality. So I say, let's just live, take advantage of what we got here, and stay hydrated, eat well, sleep well, be well, contribute, and help make someone else's life better. And by fueling yourself and getting enough hydration, you can do that. Because when you don't care about anyone else. When I'm dehydrated or underslept, undercarb, I don't want to give, I don't want to answer questions, I don't want to talk to people. I'm just like, look, I need to look after myself first. So I put my life jacket on every day, every time I wake up in the morning, look after my sleep, water, sugar, so I can give it to people. So I give it to people. Otherwise, you just get overwhelmed and it's like, oh, I don't want to have this conversation because I'm not ready for that. Or you people take things personally. When I was not drinking water or eating enough fruit, I'd take things personally. You know, I'd be like, oh my gosh, if I said that, the whole day would be just dwelling on this negativity. It's normal to experience the negativity, but to dwell on that means something's out of whack. And most of the time, it's sleep, water, sugar. So I just take care of that, and now my challenge is for someone to offend me or to take things personally. and I know when I get a flat tire on the bike and it pisses me off, I need to drink more water or eat more fruit. Because normally I get a flat tire and it's like, cool, I sit down, fix a flat tire, give my bike a clean, and sometimes you get a flat tire, you're like, and then, that's only really happened to me because I'm so militant with my hydration and carbs, but as soon as I know I'm about to get frustrated, I'm like, hey, why are you getting frustrated? When fascination turns to frustration, we need to increase our hydration. Because hydration is the first thing to go. Hydration is the first thing to go. Thirst. Never wait till you're thirsty. Always drink before. Never wait for your partner to be flipping out, freaking out, screaming, shouting before you give them love. Never wait till you're like going to crash a car to give yourself sleep. Never wait till you're like, I'm just going to eat a Big Mac till you eat. Eat before you're hungry, drink before you're thirsty. Next question.
Are there any signs of drinking too much water? At least how you feel?
Well, you can't drink too much water. I mean, the sign of drinking too much water is you drink more than a litre per hour. That's too much water. It's like if you're, and then you start to not feel too good or whatever. If you drink more litre per hour, you're drinking too much water.
Hey, speak English, what's a liter?
Quart.
Speak English.
So, a quart.
Quart?
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, you can sit down and drink 2 quarts of water. That'd be okay. But if you try to drink 2 quarts of water every hour, then you're probably going to vomit.
Right.
And then there's another thing we get into as raw foodists. I've got a few friends who don't drink water, and they say, oh, I don't drink water because I get nauseous when I drink it. When I drink water, it physically hurts my throat, hurts my stomach. And that's like, they're in like red alert dehydration status. They've been like that for a while. They can sort of get away with it because their diet's so high in water from their fruit. So they can sort of like get away with it because they're pretty healthy, they sleep a bit, but they're not getting their full potential.
Right.
So if you've got to drink water and it hurts, that means that's a sign of dehydration. If you get a quart of water and you can just knock it right back, that's a good sign you're more hydrated. If you try to drink a quart of water or a glass of water and it hurts the throat, hurts the chest,
Not used to it.
you're dehydrated. Your body's dehydrated. And all your esophagus and start to close up to minimise water evaporation and things like that. And you see on television when they rescue someone, I saw it before, on the news they rescue someone from a plane crash or whatever, and the guy's like, he's walking around and he's looking for water, you can tell, and then you see a plastic bottle and the camera's rolled with him and he grabs the bottle and he goes to scull it and he's like, oh, and his face is looking at the bottle, his hand was on his neck and he's like, is that freaking vodka or mineral turpentine? And he's looking like that, and I'm like, and that stuck in my head as a hydration forensic. I was like, why did he do that? And I remember one time riding across the country in Australia and getting totally dehydrated. The last 10 kilometres, I didn't know if I was going to make it. And I was just like, I rang up my girlfriend at the time and said, man, I don't know, dude, like, if I die tomorrow, then I didn't get murdered because I'm just trashed. And my legs just swelled up, my stomach swelled up, and I was just like on the edge of nausea and vomiting. And I got some water finally. It took me about 3 hours to drink a 1.5 litre bottle. It hurt so much. I put in a sip and it hurt so much. And then I went back to that guy who got rescued, who's clamping his throat, drinking the spring water, and looking at it like it's poison, because he's so dehydrated.
Kind of a comment on that. In the book Born to Run, you talk about the African bushman, and like one of the characters that he writes about in the book, well, not fictional book, but one of the people he writes about gets dehydrated while they're running down a deer, which isn't clear, but just the same.
Yeah.
And instead of letting him drink water, they first put the water on his face, and I mean, so you don't want to like, when you actually like hurt yourself. I mean, obviously it hurts to drink that water.
Yeah.
So there's other, like you were saying, if you dunk somebody in water,
Yep.
you'll rehydrate them at a slower level, but maybe that's what they need.
Definitely. Well, you're not going to physically be able to drink the water because it's going to hurt, so you have to sip the water until your body starts to rehydrate and then it's going to allow more water in. It's like when someone water fasts and they try and eat a big piece of watermelon. I remember watching people fast for 21 days and then the first time they ate their first meal after 21 days, it was exciting. I'm sitting on the thing just going, and all they're eating is a little skinny slice of watermelon. I'm like, and they're all just like pick it up and they just like chew into it. I thought they were just going to go inhale it, and they're like pick it up like a little mouse. put it down and go, ooh. And they all did it. And they had that slice of water, oh, that's a lot of food. So when someone's really dehydrated, drinking just a thimble can be a lot of water. But slowly after a couple of days, the body starts to get hydrated, get better, and you can take more water in. Same with the faster. And after the third or fourth day after refeeding, they're screaming at me for food. One lady's like screaming at me up in my face, going, "Where's those freaking plantains? You're hiding them." And just a few days ago, all I could have was this little slice of watermelon. So I love watching people. I love studying physiology. I can see them looking at little bugs and stuff, and I'll see a spider. I can tell if the spider's dehydrated. I'll bring a spoon of water to the spider, and the spider will come and drink it. That's where I'm at. You know, obsessive, but in a good way, to help people, help myself. Things like that. So, yeah, if someone's got heat stroke, you've got to rehydrate them slowly. But the body will limit how much water it can take in.
Yeah, you just throw it back up, or you'll flush it back out.
You just probably throw it up first. So you just take it slowly, and then when your body can handle more water, you add more in. Force it gently. Versus like holding someone's neck and pouring it in, you're going to kill them. So force it gently. It's like exercise. Someone has an exercise for 10 years. Walking out of the house might hurt, but you just do it slowly, you know. Okay, we walk to the letterbox, and then tomorrow we'll walk to the neighbour's letterbox, and then the next day we'll walk to Jones's letterbox, and then after a month we might, you know, do a little skip, a little jump. You slowly build it up, and eventually they're hydrated, eventually they're fit, eventually they're eating healthy. And it's not much effort, but it's consistent effort. That makes sense. But we live in a society where it's like, if you don't do it all today, if you're not Olympic champion by the end of the week, then give up. If you're not, you know, that's the sort of mentality. If you didn't get the results yesterday, then just give up. Start today and expect the results yesterday. We all want it yesterday. Dan, man.
Why don't you do a nice summary, and if you'll let me, I'll put it up on my channel.
Yeah, put it up. So the summary is, bottom line, how do you know you drink enough water? Is your urination is clear. Always appearing clear. When you have a wee, look down, and it should be clear coming out of you. Stream should be clear. Clear, 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 clear. If it's yellow or straw, we need to drink more. It should be 10 times a day at least, and 2 or 3 or 4 times a night. At least. Pee in a bottle, pee in a pot. You'll notice transformation in your life. That's the only thing you do, just increase your hydration for those parameters. And that's it. That's how simple it is. Clear urination 10 times a day. Start the day with a quart of water.
Awesome, dude.
and then it just all adds on to that. That's the foundation. 10 times a day urination. Clear. Always clear. If it's yellow or straw, you drink more. If you haven't weed for 2 hours, then have a glass of water. Things like that.
Right
It
on.
should always be clear.
That was great, Harley.
And feed the garden. You know, but feel free to weed the garden. We've got this whole thing about flushing it into the Atlantic. We've had 10 gallons of water we'll flush like a little pint of urine into the Atlantic with 10 litres of water, 10 quarts of water. So hey, just put it in the garden. Feed the trees. Put it back into nature. Put your nitrogen back into the soil. Just don't get busted. The cops got busted once. The cops busted me one time for public urination. And they're like, dude, they start pulling out the ticket. I'm like, man, I've got a kidney infection, you know, doctor said I shouldn't hold it in. They're like, oh, sorry, man, I can't. So I'm walking around New York City. New York City's hard to public urinate, so I'm like, I'm getting creative, I'm like, looking up the tree like that, you know, and then you do the double hand pocket and just sort of lift it around. And then you walk 20 yards and you fly, and it's it's no worries, you know, so you just do it. If you're a woman, it's a bit hard, but you can get a thing called a sheep pee. Who's heard of the sheep peas? Yeah, you can get the sheep pee, stick it in, and you can pee like a man. That's the party trick.
Wait, what is
Sheep pee.
that?
Sheep pee. It's like a little rubber, like a dot moon cup.
Oil.
You insert it, you can stand up urinate.
Well,
So imagine that, you're at a party, you're at a barbecue, you've got your sheep pee in, and you're in the garden. Everyone's going, oh, that was